Hey folks, Eric here with Water and Wine and Churro. Just wanted to show you the RQ26 collection, show you the wines coming up this year, and if you're interested in pre-ordering any of them, at the end of the video I'll show you how. So this is an annual pre-order collection available from RJS Craft Winemaking. They're one of our premier suppliers for wines, and they do this collection every year so that you can try some different, really high quality craft wines. So let's go through them now. First up, we've got the RQ26 Nebbiolo, sourced from Italy. Nebbiolo is the grape that's in Barbaresco and Barolo, so those really big classic Italian reds that are dry and full-bodied and have lots and lots of oak, tend to be a little higher in alcohol. If you're that person looking for those bold European reds, we've got you right here. This is a fantastic choice. Cherry and raisin notes with leather and smoky undertones, not unlike Amarone, right? We're in that realm of like those really bold red wines. So if you're looking for that nice big dinner wine to have with your steak or your lasagna, this is going to be an excellent choice. And I imagine that this will be the top seller this year for the RQ series. Next up, we've got the Zinfandel Cabernet. This is also sourced from Italy. Interestingly, this is done as an off-dry wine. I can't remember ever seeing an off-dry wine in the RQ series before, but this is just reflective of how trends are changing. And, whereas before a lot of craft winemakers, were nervous about sweetness in the wines, they really always wanted something bone dry. Now there's a recognition that sugar has a part to play in traditional table wines, right? It can reduce acidity, can make wines taste good younger. It can make a wine heavier in body, and it can also express more fruit flavor than a dry wine could. So, when your brain is looking for those flavor notes in a wine, it needs hints, right? And acidity helps with that because natural fruit has acidity, but so does sugar because most fruits have sugar, right? So this really helps awaken your senses to the fruit character that's in a wine. So, Zinfandel Cabernet, this is a blend that's common in a lot of the Californian kind of off-dry blends like Apothic Red. Zinfandel has all these jammy notes that are quite pleasing. Cabernet here is lending a little bit of structure, kind of pulling back some of the alcohol heaviness that Zinfandel can often have, and providing some tannic structure, all that kind of good stuff. But overall, you're going to get a really fruity, full-bodied red wine, and the sugar is going to help out, kind of accentuate some oak notes of vanilla and mocha as well. Just a beautiful, lush, full-bodied wine. This is going to be a great pairing with desserts, vanilla cake, that kind of thing, but also for main dishes. So I'm thinking about like beef dishes that have some heat to them, some of the Southern American things. This is going to be a great fit there. And as a red wine for sipping, because there's some sugar to kind of offset the acid and the tannins, this is going to be a great sipping wine as well. So Zinfandel Cabernet, don't count it out just because it's off dry. It has a lot to offer. The lone white wine in the RQ lineup this year is this Macabeo from Spain. Macabeo, we've seen quite a bit in the last few years between the RQ and the LE series. It seems to be gaining in popularity. This is a dry white wine that has some floral notes, typically has a citrusy note like grapefruit or orange, and as well as some stone fruit character. So just one of those really expressive, light-bodied, unoaked wines that just have beautiful fruit flavor. So, if there's one category of light dry whites that are like the Pinot Grigios, the really modern Pinot Grigios that are clean and neutral, this is kind of the other option where you're still getting a light, clean, refreshing wine, but it's a little more full flavor. There's a little more going on, and so that makes it more interesting from a sipping perspective, but also gives you some more options in terms of food pairings. So I love this with really like clean seafood options. Like if you have like shrimp or cod or haddock, something on the lighter end, this can offer a lot of fruit notes to kind of play it up, kind of add color to the palate. But in general, if you enjoy those lighter white wines, the Pinot Grigios, the Chenin Blanc, maybe like the North American Sauvignon Blanc, things like that, this would be a really wonderful pickup. Macabeo is very tasty. Next up, we've got the Monastrell from Spain. Another name for this grape is Mourvedre, like in a GSM blend. But in general, Monastrell, it's going to be a beautiful, fruit-forward, medium-bodied red. This rendition has some muddled blackberry notes and ripe strawberry. Lots of oak to support the fruit and give it a little more structure as well. But just one of those really nice medium-bodied fruit-forward reds. Good choice with really anything you would pair like a Merlot with, like those medium-bodied dry Merlots, is also wonderful with Monastrell. So think lamb and pork, even beef dishes if they're not super, super bold. Wonderful choice. So pick up Monastrell if you're looking for another kind of medium-bodied, versatile red. That's just a little different, a little interesting. In general, RJS does a very, very good job with these Spanish wines, so I'm happy to recommend it just based on that. Finally, we've got a Chilean wine. It's Carmenere Malbec blend. Again, like Carmenere, a beautiful wine that not everyone has had, but tends to be pretty fruit forward, right? Yeah, and especially you get a strawberry note out of Carmenere a lot of the time. For this one, they're describing with deep plum, roasted pepper notes, licorice, and cherry. Malbec is going to offer additional tannins as well. Again, you need tannic structure whenever you're supporting big fruit flavor in a red. And also some leather notes as well in the finish. But this is a full-bodied wine. This is the heavy oak wine. If you're looking for another bold, big red, and you've already picked up the Nebbiolo, Carmenere Malbec would be another one to consider. The food pairings that RJS is suggesting for this is very interesting to me. Sea bass and avocado salad is what they're recommending. That's pretty delicate, and that's a tough balance to get right. I think to do a bold red with fish, and especially fish with heat. If you've got any kind of heat in your avocado salsa, I think I might have said salad a minute ago. I meant to say avocado salsa. You can go a lot more traditional with this if you like. You know, South American wines, especially with Malbec blends, they're good meat pairings in general. So you know, I wouldn't be afraid to include this, say, rather than a Cabernet as kind of my generic heavy red. You know, if I wanted something just to be able to pull out whenever we're having meat with dinner. So that's the scoop here. If you would like to pre-order any of these, they each have their own month of release, kind of that Nebbiolo starting in October, and then November runs Infidel, and so on into the new year. You can email, text us, call us, and we can get these pre-ordered for you. If you'd like to handle it by yourself, you can do self-serve on our website as well. All you've got to do is head to tro.wine/RQ, link in the description, and just add these wines that you want to your cart. There's no deposit required for any of these. You can just add them to your cart and then check out on the website, and that'll just indicate to us that you're interested in getting this. And then once it's released according to those various release dates, we'll just invoice you by email as they become available. So yeah, reach out if you have any questions. You know, tell me which one of these wines is your favorite, which ones you're looking forward to. Thanks so much for listening.